Enhanced ACA subsidies are expiring. That means many students will see premiums increase, sometimes sharply, even if their income has not changed. Students are already operating on tight budgets. When subsidies shrink or disappear, small income fluctuations can trigger large premium increases. And the problem is, most tools still focus on just one number, the monthly premium. But the premium doesn't tell you how financially exposed you are. Two plans can differ by $20 a month, yet one might leave you thousands more vulnerable if something goes wrong. With subsidies expiring, students are becoming more sensitive to income volatility, deductible exposure, and tail risk. There is currently no platform that models that risk directly, especially not across multiple insurance options. So we built one. This is Univital. In order to progress on our platform, you have to create an account. For the sake of privacy and data authorization, we have included security rules from HIPAA. The first landing page asks you if you already have a health insurance or you need to explore coverage options. If we already have a health insurance, then it asks for specific details of us so that it can suggest the effect of subsidies changing on us. So so we collect five inputs: county, income, medication count, and expected emergency room visits and therapy frequency. So based on your county and your profile, we surface four to six relevant health insurance plans available to you. But we don't just list them, we risk model each plan individually using your inputs. So income determines subsidy sensitivity, medical inputs allow us to simulate cost uncertainty. These inputs parameterize a financial risk model, not just a search filter. Healthcare is personal, so risk modeling should be too. So, for the sake of my information, I live in Fulton County, and for suppose my annual income is 24,500. I need two medications per month. Expected ER visits per year is like zero point 0.4, and therapy sessions per month zero point 0.2. And now I'll run the risk engine. So the first thing which is displayed to me is the premium fragility chart. For each of the suggested plans, it has suggested me five health insurance which are best to me. But for each plan, we can model how net premium changes as income changes. The formula used to do so is net premium equals base premium minus subsidy. So as subsidies shrink or expire, some plans become much steeper than others. So each line here represents a different of the five plans which are suggested to me. Some curves are relatively flat, meaning stable premiums over income change, whereas others spike dramatically, meaning high fragility. This allows students to compare premium stability across plans, not just current line. But premium is only the half story. Deductibles determine exposure. So for each of the four to six plans which are suggested to a student, we simulate a Carlin-Minto distribution in which we simulate 10,000 annual medical cost scenarios. So for each simulation, we compute total out-of-pocket spending, and from that distribution, we measure the probability you exceed your deductible based on your profile, the expected annual out of pocket cost, and the 90th percentile exposure, which is your tail risk. So these curves let students compare full risk distributions side by side. You can see which plans dominate risk, which has thinner tail exposure, and where the curves cross. With subsidies expiring, students may gravitate towards lower premiums, but those often come with higher tail risks. Next, we compute cliff proximity for each plan. So the cliff distance equals income threshold minus current income. Some plans give you more buffer, others put you closer to a discontinuity. So we also compute elasticity for each plan, where it is the measure of how sensitive the plan's premium is to income changes. So students can directly compare which plans are structurally stable and which are cliff prone. Then we stress test each plan. What happens if income increases by 10% if you just land a summer internship or if you need another medication? What if subsidies expire entirely? So we commute the change in expected annual cost, breach probability, and tail exposure for every plan. Students can compare which plans remain stable under stress and which ones deteriorate quickly. For example, if there is a 10% income, you can calculate how your expected annual cost change against different healthcare providers will change with a 10% income change, or how will their breach probability change when there is an income change for you. All deterministic modeling and Monte Carlo simulations run in Databricks. Bronze stores raw plan and utilization data, silver computes subsidy adjusted premium curves, and gold generates plan level fragility metrics and simulation outputs. So for the so for the demo reliability, gold outputs are cached in our backend. In production, our API would query Databricks directly. And finally, you have a feature to compare different plans not only on the basis of their net premium, but also other risk factors like cliff distance, breach probability, fragility, or estimated annual cost. And based on that, it will give you a risk or fragility score of how exposed each plan is to different circumstances. So, with subsidies expiring, students are more financially exposed than before. Univital doesn't just show plans, it models their fragility across multiple providers. So instead of asking what's the cheapest premium, students can ask which plan is most stable for my income and medical needs. And that changes the decision entirely.